Hello to all of my Mies, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different. By the time that you're watching this video, I'm actually going to be on a cruise with my family. So to fill the space, and with Avatar Fire and Ash coming out soon, I thought we could recap on both Avatar movies, the first one and The Way of Water. So we're going to start on Avatar. Let's get into it. I have a complicated relationship with Avatar. On the one hand, I love this movie. I remember seeing it in IMAX 3D on opening weekend, and third grade me was in awe. We got news of sequels, 4 of them. I was so excited. Knowing basic filming cycles at the time, I was anticipating that Avatar 5 would be releasing when I was a senior in high school. And I was so excited to have a franchise to follow. Keep in mind, the MCU was just getting started too. So imagine a Pandora Odyssey saga alongside Marvel. I think the competition for movies would have been absolutely spectacular. Unfortunately, we had to wait 13 years for the second part to come out. I was already graduating college by that point. So that's really when I started to wonder. I think the short answer for me is no. James Cameron, you had something really spectacular on your hands, and you unfortunately blew it. You grabbed audiences by the ears, by the eyes, put your grubby hands on their faces and squeezed their cheeks and said, "Listen to me, this will change cinema." And it did, but only for a little bit. You can only hold an audience for so long, even back then when we weren't all doom scrollers with the attention spans of goldfish. 2 years came and went, we heard of delays, ambitious development and filming cycles, and then the world moves on with or without you, even if you're as visionary a director as James Cameron. Let's just take a quick look at this guy's accomplishments. The Terminator. Aliens. Didn't see this one. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Didn't see this one. Titanic. And all these, who cares? I guess when making the tech he used to shoot Avatar 2, he decided he might as well make some money off all of that inventing new film tech. And I do gotta say, it paid off. And then we got Avatar. This dude did not miss with some of science fiction's biggest hits, biggest titles in the history of cinema in the 80s. Took the 90s by storm with Titanic, then comes and steamrolls the 2000s with Avatar. This guy knows he's brilliant, but I've gotta think that it went to his head when he expected us to wait 13 years for the Avatar sequel. Please tell me I'm not the only one who still remembers, as clear as day, having to differentiate between Avatar, The Last Airbender, and Avatar, The Blue People. Truly a tragic time for nerds everywhere. With The Last Airbender film coming out in 2010, it only fueled the confusion people had when saying the word Avatar. Were you talking about the all-powerful god figure and messianic roots and awesome martial arts? Or the one with the blue Native Americans? Yeah. We're going there. Perfect segue to my next point. So at this point in my script, I feel like it's finally time to give you a plot summary. Strange people that don't look the same as the natives come from a distant land on foreign vessels that bamboozle the in tune with nature folks. Our main protagonist is sent out with the initial party to go out and find where to find the highly valuable and rare metal they've come to excavate. He gets separated from the main group, runs into a beautiful young woman from whom he learns to be more in tune with nature. Plot twist, this beautiful young woman turns out to be the daughter of the powerful chieftain. She's pledged to marry the equivalent of a brick. There's a magic talking tree. The princess sings a song. Wait. No, not a similarity. The princess teaches him their ways and the two slowly fall in love. Then the evil strangers want our hero to report back in. Where's the valuable stuff we came for? In the trees? Cut him down. I realize I may have just unlocked some deeply seated trauma. I do have a therapist number if you want it. You know what I found interesting actually is the sentiments between the protagonists and their bosses in both films is the same. The dudes just want to explore and take in the beauty of the land. The bosses just wanted to blow the hell out of the land to dig up the resources. They're getting the picture, right? At some point, Pocahontas has become a true Disney movie and happily where Avatar ends where it began, with Jake waking up. You think that such a genius like James Cameron could come up with a better beginning than every single student film. Interior spaceship. Jake wakes up.
Sooner or later, though, you always have to wake up.
At this point in the video, I'm kind of at a loss. What do I talk about? Where do we go? And I have to think that that's how James Cameron felt. Now, truth be told, the tumultuous development cycle surrounding the next 4 films is well known. Cameron wanted to film underwater and set out to invent revolutionary equipment to get the job done, without heavy CGI, which he's already relying on with the motion capture of the characters. Put a pin in that, that's my premature segue. Without that equipment, the initial 2014 release date became impossible, and filming didn't start until 2017 for The Way of Water. Yada yada yada, the rest is history. I just like thinking that Cameron didn't know what to do for Avatar 2, but really wanted another $2 billion, so he said screw it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Tell the same story. I actually really like the characters in Avatar. Sam Worthington is a phenomenal actor, and I ate up his performance in Terminator Salvation. Yes, I will die in the hill that is a great movie, and I want more of him every time I watch Avatar. He's just got presence. Aura, if you will. Are the kids still saying that? Sam Worthington, please be my dad. Jake Sulley is the combination of a stoic John Smith, a jaded and dedicated Marine born from 2000s era, pro-militaristic complexes, and Sulley from Monsters Inc. I know that last part isn't true, I just can't help but thinking of Monsters Inc. And let's be real, who doesn't love Sulley? Neytiri is arguably the best character in this franchise to date. She's strong, she's a badass, she's drop dead gorgeous, and she's Zoe Saldana. Like, I mean, come on. Like I said before, James Cameron does not miss in sci-fi, especially with his female protagonists. Neytiri comes from a long line of incredible women that Cameron has written. Sarah Connor in the first and second Terminators, buffing Ellen Ripley in Aliens. If there's anything modern screenwriters can learn from Cameron, it's how to write strong female characters. Not this. Back to Neytiri. Neytiri brings such a presence and legitimacy to the Omaticaya that I truly believe only Zoe Saldana could have pulled it off. She knows she's a princess, yes, so she handles herself with grace. But she's also a warrior, and she absolutely dominates the battlefield because she was raised to do it. Take that, Ray. On a quick side note, I think Daisy Ridley is a wonderful woman. You see her in all her interviews and she's just so sweet and bubbly, but man, JJ and Rian Johnson really did you dirty, Daisy. And on behalf of those terrible scripts, I am truly sorry. Speaking of Sigourney Weaver, that's how I identify her in this movie. Sigourney Weaver. Or Ellen Ripley. I have this headcanon that Ellen Ripley, instead of being blasted off to a prison full of horny convicts at the end of Aliens, she found herself with the James Cameron equivalent of the Virginia Company and decided she'd find a world free of xenomorphs. Great job, Ripley, you escaped the horrors of space. Now for the real horror. Humans. To be completely honest with you, I totally forgot this guy's name until I googled it. I've just always had him in my head as the evil military bad guy, the not John Smith. I mean, Jake Sulley. He's your classic military jockey. I did this tour and that tour and nothing happened. I come to Pandora day one, I'm scratched up. But no matter, I'm a badass in a mech suit from Aliens. Get the job done, son, I'll fix your legs.
You get me what I need, I'll see to it you get your legs back when you rotate home. Your real legs.
The rest of the characters aren't really that special to me, so we'll blitz through them real quick. Trudy, literally just Michelle Rodriguez in every action movie that needs a badass Latina soldier. Norm, the annoying nerd who I actually came to find endearing. Yeah, he's cute. Sute, our brick Pocahontas is supposed to marry. A2 Khan. Chief, Parker Selfridge, corporate rat. Textbook douchebag and tech bro who just wants to rock, because that's what the company told him to do. Moat, the clan Sahik. Actually the most interesting character out of this hodgepodge. She's a religious figure, Neytiri's mother, and she has an incredible connection to Eywa. She's pretty badass. probably where Neytiri got it from. Cameron ventures into the religious in this world, and I think he nails it, honestly. I looked up his beliefs and found he's more invested in Hinduism, which explains his connection with the concept of the word avatar. The idea of an avatar in Hinduism is that a divine being, often Lord Vishnu, inhabits some different form. I'm literally ripping this off a website I'll put in the description below. Quote, avatars represent the embodiment of the divine, each serving a unique purpose in maintaining cosmic balance and imparting profound teachings. Vishnu has been a fish, he's been a tortoise, he's also been Buddha, and he's coming back again. I actually find it really interesting that Buddha is considered an avatar of Vishnu. That just kind of blew my mind. I didn't know that was one of their beliefs. Buddha is now, in my headcanon, like Avatar Roku from Avatar The Last Airbender, and nobody can change my mind. So how does Eywa fit into all this? Well, there's a line in Avatar by Jesus Jake.
She says, all energy is only borrowed, and one day you have to give it back.
This idea of returning energy is core to Buddhism. Everything has a spirit, everything has a role, everything has a purpose. It brings legitimacy and life to Pandora and to the Omaticaya clan. To me, it's really quite beautiful. Eywa is the one above all this energy in life. She holds everything together. Kind of how we Christians describe the God of the Bible. And that segues to my early Jesus Jake joke. Remember how I said Vishnu has incarnated himself multiple times? Just from that website I found it's been at least 9 times. I'm just gonna cut straight to the chase here. Jake Sulley is Jesus Christ. I guess Sam Worthington can't be my dad then. It's more than just Jake being a savior figure. To the Na'vi, he is literally a godlike figure come out of the sky, flying in titanic husks of metal that shoot fire, blow up their home, and he's living in a body that the Na'vi can understand and comprehend, and saves them as one of them from their colonizing oppressors. He's Jesus, but fighting robots. At this point, I think it's worth it to say that Avatar as a franchise had a lot of potential. And unfortunately, I think it was lost to time. The key word is had. What was supposed to be a sprawling epic that took us into the 2020s is now a severely chopped up epic that feels kind of jarring to revisit in 2025 for the 3rd time for myself. It doesn't help that to prepare for Avatar 2, there was an Avatar 1 re-release, and then when I saw Avatar 2, it felt like I just rewatched the same movie, except there's a few new characters and it's in water. So great, but we'll get to that in the next video. I'm done with this one. The Way of Water will just have its own video. So my verdict, I like Avatar 1. It's special to me because I saw it in IMAX 3D. I was 9, maybe 10 years old. It introduced me to Sam Worthington and his awesome, albeit flawed, projects of Terminator Salvation and Clash of the Titans. Oh, and he was Alex Mason.
Talking about?
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean? Where are they brought?
I don't know anything about any numbers.
After I set up a huge franchise that spawned a theme park, multiple video games, and a new medical form of depression, yeah, I don't really want to get into that right now. Then they just had to continue with The Way of Water when I had already let the franchise die in my tiny little brain. My tiny little kiddo heart. We'll get to that. Until then, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.